Hello, and welcome to Little History. You're about to get the second notification, but that's okay. My name is Adam, this is Little History. I don't think I've actually talked about my credentials on this whole thing, but let's actually do that. I have a BA and an MA in Medieval Studies. Specifically, the BA is Medieval Studies and Linguistics, and the MA is Viking and Medieval Norse Studies. So, we're going to be playing Crusader Kings 3, the hottest new medieval game that basically set the entire academic community abuzz. And we're going to be starting up a brand new game. I'm going to play as Norway. And hopefully everyone can hear me. We will find out. New game. Oh, they have some recommendations here. We could play... Wow, that is a bold place to begin. But we do see a few different options here, it looks like. Iberia, rags to riches, England, starting as the King of Norway, the Carolingians, well, they have the Great Adventurers, your Hasting, or out in the Magyars, so it will become Hungary, Novgorod, out here, or the Northmen playing in as the various sons of Ragnar Lothbrok, or Alfred the Great. Beatsaker, or Ivar Feinleisi, Ironside, or Sigurd, or DIA. Ooh, that's a fun thing. Before we even get into that, oh boy, music down more? Okay. Nope. Let's actually go into the settings here. Back. Okay, so there we go, that should fix the music stuff. Anyway, so we could play as any ruler. Oh. Okay. We can also play as any ruler we want, instead of one of the set rulers. Yeah, the war music is going to be a bit bombastic no matter what we do, but we can play as anybody starting in 867. Ha! It actually lets me start this. Ooh, interesting. Either is one of the great early settlers, and Gardar is the first person who's supposed to have set sight on it before even Floki or Hrafnafloki set sight in it, and it's on Gardar's advice that Ingolfur Arnason goes and settles in West Iceland around Reykjavik. So it's interesting that they include that. That being said, Iceland isn't settled yet, so we're not going to play then. Okay, we play as Ethelred. We can play as Edmund, Burgred. So many options. Or we can play out here. I think, though, instead of trying to play starting in the Viking Age, let's actually start in 1066 as any ruler, and we'll start in Norway underneath Harald Hardrada. So we can talk about the actual higher Middle Ages instead of just repeating my talks on the Vikings all the way, all the time, because I've talked about the Vikings a lot on this channel. It is kind of my specialty, but oh, okay, that is entirely one kingdom, and I have no choice there. Interesting. Okay, could play as Svein II, or I can play as tiny people in here. Interesting. Okay. Chieftain Boltov. Okay, or we have random people that we don't actually have names for up here. Oh no, that is weird. I have no idea why that is happening. Okay, give me just a moment. As we're gonna scroll kind of infinite, but actually I can fix that. Let me fix that. I'm just gonna remove the cursor capture so you guys won't have to deal with that, because that is weird. Yep, I noticed that. Hang on. Should be better now? Yeah. You just can't see the cursor at all now, but you can still see the tooltips, which is all we care about. So, let's... I don't know, let's actually play as Norway. At war, primary heir is of wrong dynasty. Hilarious. An actual problem in this time period. Specifically, the heir is the daughter of the King of Denmark. Generally an issue. Difficulties at war. This heir is... Hang on, he is of the right dynasty. What do you mean he's of the wrong dynasty? Goof. Okay. They are absolutely of the right dynasty. Oh well. Let's play as Norway. And yeah, I'm at war with England, but no one actually cares. So, welcome to Crusader Kings 3. This game purports to, cover pretty much all the way into, Western China. And all the way through Africa. And Europe, and simulate from as early as 867 all the way to 1453. Which historically is the date of two very important-ish events. The capture of Constantinople by the Ottoman Empire, led by Mehmed II, and the ending of the 100 Years' War between England and France, even though the 100 Years' War lasted for 120 years. Good times. So that's kind of its arbitrary end date, and our arbitrary start date here is 1066, when, well, it's pretty much about to happen, when the King of France, or the Duke of Normandy, I should say, William the Bastard, invades England in September 1066 and kills Harold Godwinson. Immediately after, our player character, Haraldur Hardraude, invades England in Yorkshire, and gets killed at the Battle of Stamford Bridge. But way out on this super zoomed out world map before we get in too far, I just want to focus on these guys, all these cool monsters in our Mare Incognitums. Because even though we have a Arabic Dao here, and a Chinese junk there, and a what's its face? I don't remember the names of English ships, or of European ships. Some kind of schooner there, or, yeah, I guess early, schooner type would be fair. Most of these are taken out of a non-medieval map. The vast majority of, these two ships, and all of these monsters, come from the Carta Marina by Olaus Magnus, working in 1513, I want to say? He was born in Sweden and was technically Bishop of Uppsala, but he was living in Venice at the time that he actually creates it for a Venetian audience, largely intended to correct Ptolemy, the 2nd century Ptolemaic map, which was still the kind of definitive geography of Europe at the time. And yeah, so we have such glorious things as the sea cow, which is in fact a cow that lives in the sea, a giant stingray, some kind of weird thing there, and then these two ships would be different countries' ships. He seems to have had a decent knowledge of that at least. This is a whale, this is a sea serpent, this is a unicorn, but not quite. Not the unicorn that's on the Carta Marina, but, it's and a lobster. just a gigantic lobster for no discernible reason. It's a good time. Well, not all of them are from the Cartoon Arena. Some of them are from other maps, but a lot of them are. But it's neat that they're including post-medieval designs here on their medieval world map. Anyway, let's probably actually deal with some of our issues, because we have a lot. We can declare a whole bunch of wars against... Wow. What? Who is this? Chieftain... Okay. Karash. Interesting. Okay, I can call it on Yark Eastlafer. Let's see, Eastlafer would be the son of Gizar the White, who was one of the people who led the pro-Christian camp when Iceland converted to Christianity in 1000 exactly. And, even cooler, Eastlafer is the first person we know that was educated in Europe. He was educated in the Holy Roman Empire, and I think in Hamburg actually, and came back and was the first bishop of Skalholt. So even though he's called the Ark here, he's actually a bishop. And we'll talk more about this later, because it's actually kind of a problem, in that these mechanics of the game, which are designed around France, do not work so well in Ireland, or England, or Norway, or the Swami territory, or Iceland. Or honestly, anywhere out here. But we will stay talking about out here for another day, when I can get an actual expert on to talk about those. Because I'm not an expert of Arabic, everything. So, yeah. Okay, we can do wars on more people there. Oh, those are holy wars. That's why. Haha. That explains why I can declare so many wars, because let's check out that faith map. That's what I thought. Cool. So this is a problem. Catholic, insular Catholic. I don't know why that's a different thing, but you know, fair. Catholic. But somewhere in, what would that be? Västergötland, you have a little pocket of Ausatru, and then in far eastern Sweden, including Uppsala, I think. Where is Uppsala? Come on. You're not saying what town this is. Oh, there it is. That is Uppsala. Perfect. I am good. Is still also true. Now, I don't like this. Of course, even as before we've even unpaused, I don't like this. Because also true is Nordic neo-paganism created in the 1970s. It has functionally no relationship to pre-Christian Nordic religions. Like, functionally none. And the fact that it just does is really that they're doing this, even though this game, supposedly, from what I have heard from people who have worked on the game and from colleagues in... Okay. From colleagues in the game and from academics who really have been involved with the development process, is that they tried really hard to make this game as unfriendly to white supremacists as they could. Which is cool, except that they then did this immediately, which this opens up a whole can of worms that I don't really think they want to deal with. Also, these are interesting tenets here, since our tooltips have tooltips, which have tooltips. Okay, I can't make that have tooltips. But you know, these are odd. I'm not really sure what the point of this, like, these being the core tenets, because, like, we don't really know a lot about pre-Christian Norse religions. And so, ancestor worship is not something not something that we can definitively say was in practice. Like, genealogy is incredibly important, and that might be related to religious stuff, but we can't really say it was practiced either. Uh, Human sacrifice we know was practiced, but portraying that with a flagellation whip is odd. Uh, and, the fact that it just it means you can kill people off and it earns piety is peculiar, because that's not how human sacrifice works. You didn't kill random people most of the time. Exceptions, we'll talk about those. Uh, and Warmonger is again weird, because you may have heard it said that Norse mythology has a whole bunch of war gods. This is both true and also not true, and so making that a core premise of the religion is weird. It's just weird. And theocratic makes sense. Pluralist makes sense. And male dominated to a point makes sense. Meanwhile, here we also have well, what we could call Finnish paganism, which we know equally little about. Neat. So this looks like it's pulling heavily off of like 19th century folklore. As a matter of fact, I'd say that's extremely likely, as it's pulling off of texts like the Kalevala and other things. Folklore collected in the 19th and 20th centuries as its basis. I would it be extreme. I would guess extremely likely that, well, if we were in 867, how we went here, though, perhaps we could say this one as a good example. Odd. Yeah, this is supposed. Okay, this is just a Baltic faith, and There it is. Slavyanska Pravda as its generic skaldic one. As if, ritual celebrations, as if they're super important to Slavic, but not for Norse. It's not like, rituals were a fundamental way of understanding the world or anything. It's weird. I don't like this faith system, and we'll talk more about the mess that is the Dar al-Islam faith some other day, because there's too much. Otherwise, you don't want me to be here for 2 hours just complaining about the faith, because there's not a whole lot of gameplay that happens. Culturally, Norwegian, Swedish, Danish, Sami, Finnish. Okay. Huh. Bjarma. Interesting. They're making Bjarmaland something fundamentally different from the Sami peoples. That's a choice. Sure is a choice. I'm not really sure what to make of that. And I am at war with them. I don't want to be at war with them. I may just ignore the fact that I'm at war with them. Oh, cool. Good to know, Ace-Man. Or Ace-Man, sorry. Yeah. I mean, probably not tonight, because I'm only going to stream for a couple hours, but at some point, absolutely, I will poke around in the religion systems and will see if there's a way to make them better based off the few things we know. I would need to look up a little bit more about pre-Christian Nordic religions in order to feel comfortable, but I will absolutely do it. Uh-huh. Yep. A few nights. That was a big problem with CK2, and obviously, the Paradox does not endorse white supremacists in the slightest. And so one small thing that they changed, just is kind of indicative, is you'll never hear Deus Vult in this game anymore. They totally, they are aware of how the things they did were problematic, and like, when I did the tutorial, someone from, oh gosh, where was it? I think here. Someone from here, traveled, settled in here, and joined my court here. So, like, and that is something that is none of our surviving sources ever document, but was absolutely plausible in the 11th century. And so they're definitely, like, leaning into some of the focuses of trying to make this all navigate how interconnected the world is in the Middle Ages, and try and do that a little bit better. Okay, so my primary heir. Odd. I don't think my heir is actually of. Yeah, okay, my heir is in fact. Oh, it's part of the Yngling dynasty. Okay, interesting. The Ynglings are said to be descended from Freyr, according to Ynglinga Saga, the first text of the Ring of the World, or the history of the kings of Norway. But then again, we are also Yngling, so I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why you're saying that this is why she is of the wrong dynasty. Am I missing something? Am I actually like super missing something? Because I'm not seeing how. Oh, okay. Her liege. Okay, so my heir is her liege is her husband, who's the Count of Värmland, who is underneath the King of Sweden. That's how it's working. Okay. One day they will do that, and it will be weird. But I can actually cast a vote for someone else to be the. Right now there are no. Okay, there are 10 electors right now, and put forward Prince Magnus, who is my son, who is probably the best choice. Prince Olaf has nominated himself. Makes sense. Historically, Magnus became the first the King of Norway after Harald Hardrada, and then when he died, Olaf did become King of Norway. And that started a whole mess of stuff, as it turns out. Magnus became known as Magnus Lamefoot. Okay, there's a lot of people voting for Olaf. There's a lot of people voting for Olaf. I think, well, if we went for... Okay, he super doesn't like me, but that's fine. I can actually I can nominate him just fine. His diplomacy or stewardship is really good, so we'll be in decent shape if I can end this war. Hopefully that makes my... Wait, what? Why is my player heir not my... Why is my player heir not my son? Certainly, why is it not my eldest son? I don't understand why he would not be why my heir would not be my eldest son, who's the Duke of Hålogaland. But the succession still is passing to the person passing of... I mean, yes, this is elective, but I voted for... I mean, I am voting for... my son, who is a legitimized bastard, but that's not a problem. You know, because he is that, but which makes some people dislike him, but then again, Magnus is also... He's sick right now, but he should also be a bastard, so yeah, I have no legitimate... I wonder if that's why. She's my legitimate child, and the everyone else is not. But maybe that fixed that. Did that fix my primary error issue? No, my player error is still wrong. I don't understand. Oh, good. It fixed it. Thank goodness. And you're not married, so, let's find a spouse for you. The Princess of Hungary would be not bad. Let's see. Let me see what your things are. So you're generous, calm, and compassionate, and generally very good at stewardship, so maybe let's get someone who patches some of those holes. Princess Maria would be probably the best choice. That works out quite well. And we can choose a lifestyle, because this game has changed things a little bit from its predecessor, in that we can actually be able to do a whole bunch of stuff. Cool, so we are gallant, we are peacemaker. Interesting. I can choose authority, I can choose this, or I can choose this. Advantage. Interesting. I'm not going to be going for super selective reading, because no way. No way, no how. I am not good enough at this game to try that. And I am not going to worry on... Okay. I can create the, can create a bunch of titles, and then with an active election, but that's not a problem. What's my domain? Totally full. Okay. Family members to get married. You did get married, so let's marry you off. Uh-huh. And, let's see, what are your things? Honorable Ravener. Okay, humble, honest, and greedy. Currently sick, but that's also not an issue. Huh. But I could try and get him married to the Duchess Matilda. That's hilarious. Honestly, she's incredibly good. Look at those stats. She is kinda nuts, with good reason. As a historical figure, Duchess Matilda of Tuscany and her successor, it must be like her 2 generations down, who was also called Matilda, who was involved in the investiture crisis, is equally great. Jesus, holy cow, that martial skill. But currently we are a Confederate partition. Oh boy, that's going to be a little bit rough. Well, let's actually get... How old are you? You're 18 right now? Okay. Let's grab you. Let's try that. Yeah, that seems fine. And my daughters can also get married. I would like for them to get married, well, fairly reasonably. Wow, she is unbelievably good at stewardship. Okay, that's good to know. I can keep her in... wow. You really hate me. Why do you really hate me? Oh, okay. You think we just don't get along, and also, you think Catholicism is bad. Neat. Oh gosh, EU4. EU4 I'm definitely less competent at talking about, but could generally be very weird. Maybe we get you married to the... Well, you're pretty bad. Could marry you to the Duke of Marshall, though I am kind of at war with his liege lord, which is not optimal. It's weird that you're not... Whatever. They are related. That's probably not ideal. Whatever. I need that alliance. And my last daughter can marry someone else. Would keep you in the, Oh boy, that's actually not... That's very not good, because apparently he's way too weak for me. And that's why I intended to press on his claims, which I'm not actually gonna do. Okay. Apparently everyone in Norway is related to me. Uh, it's apparently a small to middling problem. Although, well, the Duchy of Normandy would be pretty good. There we are, so they are all married, and I am first in line to inherit the Duchy of Hålogaland. Who's currently the Duke of Hålogaland? Oh, my son. That's why. So when he dies, hopefully, well, he dies when Haraldur Hardrada dies, potentially, over here in Deira. Although why that's called Deira instead of Northumbria, I'm not sure. Because it definitely was called Northumbria. Well, okay, they want to say that's Northumbria. And then this must just be the rest of the Danelaw? I'm not sure why they're separating it out in that particular way. It's weird, and I don't think historically tested for this time. Anyway, I don't need to make any of these duchies right now. They all got married, so I'm done with that. I can vassalize that. Yeah, I can. Yeah, cool. So I can do that, offer vassalage there. Active election is fine. Active election is fine. Modifying. Why am I short on those? Weird. And I've got two hosts that are just mine as just guaranteed soldiers. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, a lot of these guys are kind of bad. A lot of these knights are actually quite bad. But I should recruit some of these guys to my court to make them nice. Okay, court. You are... Yeah. Why would I not recruit you? Aelif is pretty bad. Snowfrid is actually quite good. I want to recruit her. Diligent Wastrel, Charismatic Negotiator. Torbrand I want to recruit, even though you're lowborn, because that is a... Can I not invite him to court? Why can't I invite him to court? Oh, because I already did that. Duh. Yes. Need... Well, nope, that's probably enough. We will start the search for that, for one of them. And then I can also... We can also probably invite some knights before we actually raise the army. Yeah. Let's do that. And then we will raise the army and we will attack England for no reason. You know, we gotta stick to history at some point. And with that, I mean, I think we have... take a look at our council, see who's on it. Count Svein of Reykjavik is currently doing things. My marshal, I should have organized levies right now. Foreign affairs, you are assisting the rulers. Yeah. That's probably just currently assist ruler is probably the best. And we can't We are not going to do religious or fabricated claim on the place. We're just going to focus on that. And we can promote culture. No. No. Collect taxes. We need the money right now. And yeah, gotta say, this is looking super stylish. Military knights. Why do I not have more knights? I thought I invited these guys to be knights. Because you got like 9 prowess? I kind of meant for you to become a knight. Why can I not? What does it mean by chivalric dominance? What does it mean by knight effectiveness? Okay, how well their knights fight in battle. About 200 if as if their prowess was doubled. Cool. Neat. Okay, well, that being said, the idea that we have knights right now in Norway in 1066 is kind of laughable. And this is the place where this game kind of, well, we'll actually go into our decisions then. And we will invite some knights. Oh, we already did that. Okay. The mechanics of this game are clearly designed for the High Middle Ages in mostly... Woohoo! Woohoo! And... Hey! Right. So, I'm gonna pause there, because this is good. Alliance formed with Duke William II, the Bastard of Normandy. I.e., well, where's our Duke bubble? Those are Kingdom Duchy titles. I.e., you know, the guy who's about to attack England too. We can basically mob England from like 5 different directions at the same time right now. Because we have Sweden, we have Normandy, we have Hungary, but we're not going to actually call on him. We're going to call on Sweden and Normandy, and we're just going to mob England. It's going to be hilarious, because this war, the actual claim on it, is seize the Kingdom of England. And then if we do, Tosti, the King Harold's brother, will be given Northumbria, Deira, and Lancaster, so entirety of northern England, and we will smush Harold. But I suspect France is also at war with them, so I don't know that this will... the alliance we made there is going to work for super long. We'll find out though. Court physician. Ingeborg is actually a really skilled physician. Holy cow. And you are not. You are a brilliant strategist and a holy warrior, but you are not a skilled... Apparently Ingeborg is quite experienced. Let's do that, because that's better. Pretty good chance of surviving. Okay. So... I thought I invited knights. Didn't I invite knights? I cannot invite knights. Invite knights not available until the 15th of September. Okay. Military. Knights 11 of 11. Okay. Never mind, we are good. Wow. A lot of these guys have pretty good prowess, like, especially him. He's scary good. Okay. Cool. Since we've got a little bit of money, we can't afford any of these guys. Never mind. What I also want to check is kind of like where's my money coming from? So we are based in Nidaros, which is fine. Nidaros does exist at this point, and our who would have been grandfather is Halfdan Sigurdsson. Siblings are both dead. What's this dynasty? Not unlocked any of those yet, thank you. That's not helpful. Okay. 175 by half then. Okay, it's not being helpful. Oh well. Anyway, Saint Oliver, uh, supposedly built the first church in Nidaros, and that'll become the bishopric eventually. The bishop's seat would be here. It's modern Trondheim. But then also, important towns, we should have Bergen here. No? Where's Bergen? Why is Bergen not founded yet? And Oslo should also be founded. Okay, Tunsborg is fine. That is a fortress that existed in the time period, so that's fine. So, being in Oslofjord, it already at this time period was known as Oslofjord. Anyway, let's actually work on that, because we kind of need that. And Nidaros, let's build something in here. We've got the church there, we've got though, this is not the right kind of church. I just want to point that out. In this time period, we would start to be seeing stavkirke, or stave churches. That's kind of the primary. Okay, I'm almost out of money, so we'll have to hold off on actually declaring war for a little while. And hopefully they don't actually, stomp us. Cool. And we have actually gotten a few more. Your prowess is 12. Wow. Impressive. The idea that I'm not really sure how they're deciding who becomes knight and who doesn't, or what they actually are trying to communicate with the term knight. Odd, it's already November. Wait, what? Oh. Oh. My guys are here for no reason. Cool, cool, cool. I should probably keep an eye on that. Can I have my guys run away? Hello? They are in fact running away right now. But I'm noticing, that title. Danger holder. Okay, call allies to war. Let's call. I don't entirely want to call up him, but I can call up you, and you, as all people, and then we can call up our own levies. Hang on, no, military. We can raise all of our levies here, and then they can go out here. Well, these guys can probably also move in, because we just got beaten there. But we've got 2 armies moving in, maybe. If we zoom in enough so we can actually see anything. Why have you guys not embarked yet? Oh, you did embark. Okay, good. You are on your way as the whole thing goes zoom. Cool. The movement is being weird, but that's okay. Let's be careful about these guys, because, they can absolutely get in trouble, but we are getting more people to show up. No, I can't. I'll do that, fine. But I won't actually do that. Meanwhile, who's fighting too here? Now, where's my other people landing? Okay, they're here. So, move. And, oh no. I'm gonna move there. Hello! It's going well. We paused out. That explains things. We have a fight there, though we are not in good condition then. We are losing that quite badly. Where are the rest of my armies? They are slow. Okay. Wow. We are getting dunked on. Our war is negative 15, so we are gonna lose this eventually, and it's a miracle we aren't, dying. Um, but come on, guys, move. And you guys, are you running away? Or yeah, you guys are all running away. Why don't you just run away? Don't have a choice, I do it. Oh, do I win this battle? No, I do not win this battle. Can I retreat? Cool, yep, that is a, oh cool, one of our guys died. Yep, Duke Augment. Dang, all the good guys too. I wanna just surrender this. Can I white piece this? No. Can I surrender? Lose my claim off of that, but I stay alive. Well, I lose all of that, but I stay alive, so I think I will lose. Yep. So be it. That's not really one I'm supposed to win. Oh yes, of course. Accept. Fine, my guys are still just retreating, so... Where's my other guys? Don't I have more people up here? Yeah, King Carl's host can walk down this way. Then we can resume, and we can actually, no, group up. Okay, you are retreating all the way up there. And there's nothing I can do about it, is there? Cool, cool. Nope, you can just retreat all the way up into Scotland. Just because. Anyway, let's actually appoint a new marshal. Well, Brynjolf is good at it. But my son wanted the position really badly, didn't he? How is Olaf? He's not good at it. Okay, then we will assign it to the best person. And can we have you group up in Lothian? How is this battle doing? Are these the Normans, or... Are the Normans dunking on? I think the Normans are dunking on them. Meanwhile, we can walk in here on the north side and, since we didn't die in Stamford Bridge, like we were supposed to. No, well, they'll catch up. I couldn't just stop them, but we can besiege wherever the hell we are here. How is this siege doing? The fort is going okay. Let's see. Yeah, we can start that scheme. A scheme to persuade him to be our friend. It's fine, not a problem. We can grant a title to you. We can grant one of these, okay? Yeah, sure. We can grant that. No, I don't. Why would I do that, actually? Goof. And I can change my son's contract to be weird. Anyway, how is this fight doing? Maximum of 3 months left. Okay? We are making progress. So, in this game, in case if you don't know, everything is kind of based on a few different kind of layers. So we have at the lowest level we have all the different baronies, which including bishoprics, and then within that, above that, we'll have counties. Uh-oh. Yes, faction? Let's deal with that faction, maybe. Once independence, the Stormen still populists. Are just a bunch of... They're a bunch of peasants from way up top. We'll squish them eventually, but I'm not too worried about them right now. And the Norman conquest of England is going quite well. So that's cool. What did you do? What did you do? Duke Otto. Oh, he's a Cathar. Okay. Teaching that all matter was created by Satan and is therefore tainted with sin, Cathars believe that the only way to achieve salvation is to reject the materialistic world and with it all worldly desires. So, like, we don't actually know a lot about the Cathars as a group. They're something that later, way later than the 11th century, shows up in France and Italy, and pretty much everything that was viewed as heterodox Christianity, the Cathars were accused of. So we don't have much of anything written by people who were Cathar and what they believed. And so off they go. Cool, we should squish this real quick. And then that might actually be enough for Harold to start doing things. And yeah, we have yeah, because he's at 96, which means he can actually enforce those commands real soon. As soon as he wins one more thing, oh wow, a lot of people embrace heresy. Berengar and the Holy Roman Empire. Of course, the Holy Roman Empire are the ones all embracing it, because they always do. That's just part of the thing of the Holy Roman Empire. But yeah, in this game we have baronies or mayors or bishoprics, all kind of being the same thing. And then above them we have counts and counties, and then we have duchies above that, and then kingdoms, and then empires. And so every barony is, by law, de jure, part of not nearly the entire HRE, just like 4 principalities in it, because it's what the HRE does. That there's just a bunch of random principalities. Anyway. What? Come on, my guy. And I get nothing because I did nothing. I did literally nothing, so I get no bonuses in that. Even though I helped out. Technically. But, yeah, our guy apparently is bad. Court chaplain's poor learning skill caused this problem. Because what we were preaching and what the Central Church said were good, were not right. Anyway, we should get a little bit of stuff off of this if he's actually going to enforce those demands. If he actually enforces those demands. I don't know if he actually will, or if we can just kind of keep going, but until he decides we're done, I'm going to keep stomping them. I'll just start at the north and work my way through all these forts. Indeed. Now, I'm sitting around the table with Magnus and Duke discussing our strategy for the ongoing war. Magnus eagerly points out all the prime targets we should immediately send raiding parties to pillage, while Paul sits back and patiently advocates for us to secure critical locations and wait for the enemy to come to us instead. We are good at military stuff, so we can actually do both. And so we do both. Yeah, Voltaire is nonsense. Oh good. We will absolutely go into this. We have a couple of people close. We'll actually send one of these groups. Let's actually split up a new army. We'll split up another. I don't know. Split up a couple of knights, like 1,200 people. Let's select that army, and where are we at war at? We're at war up here, aren't we? Where is Galloway? Hang on. Where is it? Highlight it for me, please. It's here. Perfect. No. Stay. The second army of Hilaros can go out here. That will slow down this fight a lot, but, you know, it doesn't actually matter, because he just ended the war, and everyone else can come around. Cool. I can actually contribute quite a bit, so I gained some prestige off of that, which is badly needed, because notice I am not at good prestige. I'm not at all. That, and he sees everything. Harold Godwinson survived. He survived the battle, which is pretty neat. But, you know. So they'll arrive first, and then we'll reinforce them with that, and then we'll have everyone stand down, because, oh boy. Alliance formed with Odo the Constable. Where did you become a ruler of? Oh, you're just a vassal in England, okay. Hello, could my other armies arrive, please? Before I get in too much trouble? There we go. Look at that. Pretty good work. Oh, do my armies not have a commander right now? That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter right now. Cool. I got another victory, and I got an available perk for this. So I'll use them, or... Let's do that. Prepared conscription sounds good. Count Brynjolf. Become the commander, please. I'm the commander of that, and in my host, I can do pull, I guess, and Schoolie, sure. I have 13 issues. Why do I have 13 issues? Where is Ross? Wait, where is this place? Like, where are you asking me to... Why is it telling me to fabricate a claim on a place... Oh, because I own that. That's fine. Aren't I allied with... Who am I actually allied with? Who else? Like, whose war am I doing? So the defender is that, the attacker is Malcolm of Scotland. So basically he's asking me to, it said I should fabricate a claim on my ally's realm. Probably not my best move I could possibly make right there. Huh. Yeah, let's ransom him, because I could use the money. Can vassalize you? Sure. Active election is fine. Lawfully... Okay. Not... What? No. And I've got two powerful vassals who don't super like me, but I also have a lot of people who... These guys are pretty much all also powerful vassals, so... Not... Right... Court. No, it's not. Yeah, it should. I thought it was court. Huh. This faction, I should probably deal with eventually. Oh, realm. Okay, powerful vassals. 3, 4, 5, yeah. Yeah, like, I've got 5 powerful vassals. Let's see. You're not on that, but I'm working on it, improving your opinion. You are on the council, you are on the council, you are on the council. They only have 5 spots, so they'll have to live. Yeah, I'll get to that. It's just, there's a thing that I've been failing to say for a while now that I wanted to get to first. We've got this organization structure here of counties, baronies, counties, duchies, kingdoms, empires. And so every county is, or every barony is de jure part of a county, is de jure part of a duchy, de jure part of a kingdom, de jure part of an empire. So, like, if I go me, I have a claim. Let's see. Do I actually have claims on places? It's a good question. I don't know. I don't actually know where I have claims on, or how to check that. I am not good at this game, but you know, that's okay. Anyway, huh? Okay, fair enough. Very good at fighting. And I was a Varangin. That's nice. He is in fact did in fact go to Constantinople as a part of the Varangian Guard. As to whether or not he was actually a berserker, like we don't know that. And gallant, which is cool. Okay. Anyway, for in some ways that well, cool. The Duke of Northumbria did that. Aren't I actually trying to attack someone? Like, these guys are enemies, so... Also, wasn't I doing something in Galloway? Whatever. I'll besiege this place and see how this war goes. Right? Isn't that what I'm trying to do? Scottish de jure war for the defenders is the Petty King of Man, fighting against these guys, the attackers. Oh, I should be raiding in Scotland. Okay. I have no idea how this game is played. Anyway, apparently I should just raid in Scotland, I guess is my solution. Though if they're going to Man, they are going to Man, I should join them there. Because they're going to start a siege, I can bust the siege by just moving fast. They're way too slow, and I have way too big an army for them. Okay, anyway, in England in the 11th century, the claim of... Hello? Let me attack them. There we go. Oh cool, one of my knights was killed. Helpful. Anyway, in England in the 11th century, the idea of there being these, hello Raptors, county or barony, county, duchy, kingdom, doesn't work at all. On the Gwynevian claim, on the Principality, sure, I guess I can do that. As we are slowly working on that. I will try and bust up some of these guys first by chasing them around. I will just chase these guys around Scotland until they're dead. And these guys seem to be doing a pretty good job too. Oh, I'm paused right now. Okay. Da-da-da. My son and heir, Prince Olaf, has brought forward undeniable evidence that my grandfather... Wait, what? I failed to see how this is a problem. Also, you know, like, why is... Do you know what this means for our family? Says me. The person with, you know, both of my heirs being illegitimate. A person with a lover. I'm offended. I don't know what to do. I don't know why this is framed as such a terrible, horrible thing. It was extremely common for kings of Norway to have illegitimate children. It was so common it was almost expected. Though the children of Magnus Bagifot, I think that's pronouncing his name right. Anyway, my son, this Magnus, uh, he had uh, a legitimate child. An illegitimate child? Nope, nope. She's not anyone. She's just a random courtier. So she's nobody. He just took a. I just why I don't know why this is a problem. I want to educate this kid. Why can I not? Anyway, we'll make. Okay. She is an incredibly good at that. Mastermind philosopher. Let's do that. But yeah. I guess it's a problem. My acquaintance Anna has an affair with my son and heir. Okay, thank goodness. Uh, if shameful truth has reached the day, my acquaintance Anna has had an affair with my son and heir, Prince Olaf. I do not see what the fuss is about. It's not as if lust is an unnatural affliction. Okay, thank goodness that, you know, they didn't have that. Pretend that was a big deal when it's not. Yeah, yeah. No one cares. Perfect. You are doing that, which helps out there. I do want to chase you. You're going to there right now? Come on. Chase better, please. At least side of them. Anyway, in England in the 11th century, nobilities. There are only like 2. Why are you going back there? Don't do this. This is dumb of you. Hopefully my guys catch up. No, you're just gonna run away again. Why are you doing this? You're making this hard. There we go. Finally got it. No, not that one. This one. As I squish them. Okay. Oh, good. My guy killed someone. He didn't get killed. That would have been embarrassing. Meanwhile, cool. Let's go up here and besiege a place and start squishing these guys with my huge army. But nobility. This system looks very high medieval and looks very, well, frankly, looks very French in how high medieval it is. And it is something that just doesn't actually work in England in this time period. There are barons and there are earls in England at this time. But earls did not correspond to territory control, and neither did barons. Instead, the administrative unit is the sheriff, who would basically, in some ways, be comparable to a count, but in many ways would not be. And so the sheriffs, who would be nobles, but would be the ones who would actually be collecting taxes and doing most everything important. This is a holdover from early medieval England into Norman England, and continues largely with the sheriffs being a hereditary title, different from the titles of nobility. That is the one that would give administrative power until Henry II in 1170 really tries to crack down on them and their abuses of power, because there are plenty of them. So, in Norway, the situation is even more tenuous. Speaking of which, I don't have some problems here. Let me pause here quick, because I just want to make sure that no one too weird is doing stuff. Let's just try and uncover. Intrigue is going fine. He likes me well enough now. Factions. There's a faction against me, but it kind of doesn't matter. Major decisions, I can actually try to do that too, which is interesting. Found a new thing. Huh. Okay. Let me recruit one of these guys. Competent fighter for 12 prowess. Let me recruit one of these guys. Just in order to try and get a new knight in place. Yeah, we're full of our knights, which is awesome. And realm, I don't have anything big decisions to do there, so let's see what else we've got. We can grant a title, grant that to someone else, which is whatever. Oh, okay, the reason why is he's literally already that. Putting the leased out holdings of the bishoprics, I like that. Bishoprics being leased out is cool. And how it is in England at this time, where the land is technically owned by the king, but is given a lifelong lease. Anyway, in Scandinavia, the idea of a functional nobility with counties just doesn't exist yet. In the 11th century, that is a nonsense idea. And in fact, the idea that Hardrada was able to spend so much time outside of Norway, either in Miklagarder or Constantinople early on, before he took the throne, and then preparing and attacking England, is kind of impressive, given that while he is listed as King of Norway here, Norway is not a strictly unified entity in this time period. It's not done unifying yet. Saint Oliver, a little bit earlier, died in 1028, owns basically the western coast here, and then goes and tries to... okay. Sure. Because he actually ends up dying in a revolt funded by Knut the Great, the King of England and Denmark. And so he did not have very stable control, and kingship is in fact, for a lot of the time period, it's wherever the king happened to be. The solution to this, with the sons of Magnus, cool, this guy happens to be from Sardinia, that's neat. Anyway, the consequence of this is, for a lot of the time, there's two kings of Norway. At the same time, sometimes three. It's the sons of Magnus. Let me actually look up their names. Magnus Haraldsson. Yo, okay. Cool. Okay, so he actually dies in 1069, and Olav dies in 1067, so they are both. So I'm actually thinking of a different Magnus. Unfortunately, Magnus Haraldsson is not exactly a rare name. And okay, I'm thinking of Magnus the Third, or Magnus, the son of my heir Olaf. Is Magnus Barefighter, Magnus Barefoot. He dies in 1103, and he has a whole bunch of sons. Eystein, Sigurður Jorsalafari, Olav Magnusson, and very disputed, a very disputed other one. Harold Gilla, who supposedly came from the Orkneys out here, and claimed to be a son of Magnus Barefoot, and was accepted as such by Olaf. Yeah, would have been Olaf Magnusson ruling at that time. So, actually manages some interesting things from that. This war is going well, so we are actually almost done, and I think after this we move everyone down. Let Harold and or let William and everyone else deal with that while we take on here before that goes too badly for our allies. Anyway, so that system like doesn't work super well in the limits of this game. Like Crusader is known as your Salafari, actually. Because he is the first king explicitly to go on crusade. I can declare a whole bunch of wars. I should do that soon-ish. I should create one of these titles too. Let's maybe look at that. Costs 250. Hello? What? Cool. We won that, and we get more prestige off of that for contributing stuff. Neat. We won the war, and he lost some prestige, and let's see, what other titles could we create? We can create a whole bunch of titles, so I want to create the correct one. Duchy of Viken. Yeah, let's do that. Create, we will be that. Nice. And we can ransom a couple prisoners. I like that, too. Let's ransom you for gold, and let's ransom you for gold. And I am in line to, distantly in line to inherit some stuff. Cool. So, they're currently losing that. Let's fix that, please. Where are my guys? Where are my guys? Where are they? Are they still working on it? Hello? Where did all of my armies go? Like, seriously, where are they? Military. Cool, they just all bailed. They straight up disappeared. No, there's a third army there. Where's my first army? Hello? Can I check where the first army is? Well, you can disband because you're not helpful. Where's my first army? Anyone? Scotland, England. There they are. Cool, we got that victory, which helps us out. There's an extra guy up here. Let's go break this. Break this siege, because it's handy. There we go, we caught up with them. They get a fight pretty much on their own, which is whatever. Anyway, Sigurd Jorsalfari is actually the first king to personally lead a crusade, kind of in between the first and second crusades. Which is neat. Cool, we gained another level of fame, which is really good. Let's chase them. Or not. If they're just running away, then we can definitely just go down here and take them out. We are going to win this war, thanks to me. Not thanks to him, pretty much just thanks to me. Let's actually switch over to a different... Well, I can't do anything of that sort yet, so let's do this. And then... let's actually change our focus to try and make us make ourselves richer. So that seems like a generally good idea. Are these not towns that exist? Do they get sacked? Whatever. Not sure what weirdness is happening there, but that's fine. Let's go to Cardiff. What? I know of your relationship with... Okay, I didn't think this was a secret. I genuinely didn't think this was a secret. It was extremely well known, given that both of my sons are legitimized bastards, that they, like, figured this was known. Can I decline? Okay. Okay. It wasn't secret. It was the worst kept secret on the planet. Goofball. I'm obviously not exactly the most, Cool, I'm no longer endorsed by my Archbishop. I should probably do something about that, like, make you... Let's just send you a gift. There you go. Now endorsed by you. Okay, meanwhile, let's actually have you try and find secrets in, well, in my own realm. If any secrets exist, 25% chance. We'll do without that. Okay? And where am I? Intrigue. No hostile schemes in progress. Hooks I hold are on my sons and all of my sons. You are not being, so have you do that, and granddaughter and granddaughter, and let's do that. Meanwhile, let's actually check the family. Let's check the family tree as well. See, among these people, how many of them are actually at all still tactician and Finn. Though, obviously, you're a little bit young for that. Eventually, too young. Yep. Okay. Can only do it to one person at a time. Okay. Let's pick this back up. But yes, I do like this game. Hey, they disbanded. Ta-da! And we are currently besieging Wales, which should not be an issue. Actually, we do need to send one of these guys here to go take on these guys. And that is half of my army, but I do not exactly want you to get completely dunked on. No? I'm not able? Wait, what? Where did these go? Why are they... Let me capture you. Thing, nabbit. Well, the siege can do its thing. I can have these guys just kind of go off and do whatever they want. Let me catch up to you. There we go. Caught up to you, and I should win this, just because I've got more people. Yeah, there we go. Progress. It is going fairly well. What? My acquaintance Corinne has had a... I really don't care about this. I really don't care. I don't understand why they think I care about all these affairs going on. It happened all the time. And yeah, I'm not good at, wow, these guys fought well. Like, fair play to them. Oh, these knights are the problem. Uh, but we still win. Anyway, so I could. What? Stop, stop. I don't need tooltips and everything. In our recent communication with my vassal Count Oisnod, expressed I want to focus on his ambitions and interests more. What does he like to do? Tell me about yourself. You like subterfuge. Gluttonous, fickle, and calm, seducer, and an adulterer. Yeah, the Catholic opinion doesn't care, but everyone else is fine. Not particularly, no. I have not missed much of anything at all. He seems to be very good at subterfuge and intrigue. But we finally win this fight, which is good. Yay! Pretending that I know anything about intrigue. Whoops! A small problem. Hey, cool. We won this fight. That's cool, I guess. Ta-da! The King William of England, his vassals, and his whole family has heeded the call of Albion and embraced English culture. Look at that. This did not happen. This is a thing where the limitations of the game are getting in the way, because, that just didn't happen. The reason why I say that is that the Norman court in England spoke French, and William spent more time in Normandy than in, well, except for, smushing England, he still spent a lot of time in Normandy, and England, the King of England and Duke of Normandy, was really focusing on their holdings in Normandy, and then Anjou, and then Aquitaine, all the way until about 1215, when Philip Augustus eventually limits the holdings of the King of England to basically Calais, and eventually not even that, but that is one of the justifications for the start of the Hundred Years' War, is retaking the hereditary title, or for the first campaign of the Hundred Years' War, I should say, is retaking the hereditary title of Duke of Normandy after Prince John lost it in the early 13th century. Neat. I should be able to disband all my guys now. Yay! Oh, and I can ransom a guy, which is, well, it's only 10 gold, but it is 10 gold. Yay! Let's go back to Norway and see how that's doing. What Liberty War? He is... Oh, okay, so his people are revolting against him. On decline, reject the call to a defensive war. I am going to actually decline this, because even though he doesn't like me, we're going to decline that because I need some time to recover and focus on other things, like building up Nidaros. Pastoral lands, barracks, monasteries. Let's do monasteries, I guess. Well, okay, let us not waste any more time then. And we can ransom, you? Yes, we will beat up the peasant uprising, on accept, join the peasant uprising. And now we can go to your question, Leander. There were a lot of peasant uprisings. Like, that is a very, like, extremely to excessively common thing, in the Middle Ages. because peasants were well aware of their rights. And, yeah, William badly smushed England, but before he went too far, he wound up, like, dying in 1080. So I think. Oh, you already win that. I see. That, that was easy. Fabricate a claim on Ross, or I can declare a bunch of wars on people. See, heir is first in line to inherit up here. Uh, Interesting. The fact that this is split off. Can I declare war on Renala? Yeah, I can. Sure can. Uh, why is this? I'm not able to declare war on these. Okay. Hello. Yes, I would do that. Okay. Wait, are these different? Are these different things? Is this? I thought this was just one county. This is a barony. This is a barony. This is a tribe. Yeah. That is just a county. Okay, so why is it saying I could declare war on? It is a holy war because yeah, they are Finno-Ugric. So yeah. Uh Depends. Uh if they manage to actually kill their local lord, uh then they would take their demands to the court, probably. Basically where either they if they manage to kill the local sheriff, because that was what it would be, the sheriff, uh, then they could go to the next door neighbor and go, hello, here are our demands. Or they could go to London and ask for demands. Or there is one documented case, at least, of them actually going before the 14th century. There's actually a documented case of them going to the king, or attempting to go to the king and saying, these are our demands, these are our problems. Usually, the problem is probably the sheriff was taxing us too much and was being very oppressive, and the king might go, huh, I was not getting most of that money. Well, we'll appoint someone new and we will smush them. But more often than not, it would probably be the case that they wouldn't actually kill the noble. They would just make a mess and then would approach either the baron or the bishop or the sheriff and go, here is our problem. And either you fix it or they don't, in which case you keep going. That being said, peasant revolts were put down. Oh, I am currently extremely, my level of piety is a problem, because I am currently a, sinner, so I actually need to wait for a while in order to do things. I have a feeling I might end up dying before I actually get a chance. Okay, that's fair. I've been given a horse, which makes me wonder what others think of me. Did I expect that I'll go riding on that? So I don't think. Unfortunately, yeah, my wife was the one who sent it because, yeah. Whatever, money's money. Wait, why are they there? Hello? Why are there people besieging my... Why are there people besieging my... Can I raise an army? No, come on. Go. And, oh good, we do travel by boat. That is correct and proper. Because that is in my realm, so I am going to defend my realm. And it is not good that they are progressing on that siege. Oh, huh. Who got... Whoops. I didn't mean to decline that. Who? Wait, what? What happened? My son was taken prisoner. That's not good. He didn't call on me for help. Fine, I will freaking ransom you. Really? Not gonna give me a chance. Oh yeah. Yep. Peasants also had a really good sense of who owned their land and who they had obligations to. There are cases in France from the 13th century, I want to say, where a duke tries to get things from a either minor lord or basically free peasant, and the peasants go, no, no, we don't owe anything to you. We only owe things to our guy, which is strictly speaking true. It's surprising, but it is very much, you know, cool. Yeah, because he's in jail. I should put him on the council probably. I know he wants to be. Is he good at that? He's really good at that. Okay, there you go. Can I, I'm still a sinner, so not a problem. Can I ransom? Can I ransom him? Please? I would like to ransom. I would. Oh, he got released. Why did he get released? I didn't do anything to get him released. Goofball. Oh, neat. Oh yeah, of course. So he just, once again, is very bad at that. Okay. Anyway. Active election is still ongoing. Can ransom you. Sounds good. And can... Okay. Neat. Don't care about that, don't care about that. But it's not Sigrid and Magnus all want things, but I can't worry about that. I don't know why I'd want to do that. So a lot of these are just might succeed. I don't have a hook to use. Again, I don't know why I'd do that when I won't be able to succeed. Yeah, it's super interesting, Leander, because yeah, there is definitely this opinion, and I think one that by and large this game agrees with, of peasants being at the very least unimportant, if not outright uh, stupid. It kind of works against them, because if you check my court, uh, obviously these are nobles, but anyone who's lowborn here, uh, let's recruit you, because that's cool. That's a lot of prowess and a lot of oomph to do that. Another experienced position, though I don't super need that. But all these lowborn guys, like you can just, unless if you, these guys are all commoners. Until you grant them titles, they are just absolutely uh, commoners and can oftentimes, be incredibly good at stuff. Like you are apparently were educated somewhere because a female, highly literate scholar from Poland totally reasonable, absolutely reasonable in this time period that would happen. Well, yeah, no, totally reasonable, because Poland would be bordering the Holy Roman Empire and would have been converted at this point, largely. Southern Poland definitely would have, Northern Poland probably not quite yet, or not fully. And so someone traveling and getting educated as a woman is still entirely reasonable and kind of cool that it's a thing. Uh, but the other way that they kind of at least partly portray it is that barony level things can be three different things. So like the city here, the city of Hardanger, and its mayor is Mayor Akel, uh, is actually a free city that has a charter organizing it, and so it does not, technically speaking, have an immediate noble ruling it. It is granted by a charter to be a free city, and so the people in here are not peasants. They're commoners, but they aren't peasants. Peasants would refer to actual working the land, rural, but it's nice that they at least acknowledge that chartered cities exist, and that those are independent or semi-independent forces. They conveniently snap perfectly into the existing hierarchies, uh, which is not super great, because ultimately this takes a very pyramidal look at feudalism as just, an entity. It's extremely pyramidal that you have a whole lot of. Let's actually. Ooh, my rival was taken prisoner. Hilarious. Wonder if I can do anything to him. I can use a Casus Belli, but I don't really need to. Nice scheme. I can scheme. I want my guy to support this scheme. No, council. I need to support this scheme. Cool. Meanwhile, because if I can murder him in jail, I can just murder him in jail, and it's not a problem. I would need to do things to increase my piety, though I don't know what those things are. I would love to not be a sinner. I could purchase an indulgence potentially. Is there a way to do that? Oh. Don't know. Not sure what that I can do there. None of those super matter, but I will do court intrigue, just to increase my stats, such as it is. Still isn't good, but it's something, which should just increase the chances of me being able to murder my rival. Generally a good idea, I think. Go on a pilgrimage. I should go on a pilgrimage. Prepare for Sire Jerusalem, the Church of the Vatican. This is an exceptionally long. Let's go to Cologne. I shall go on pilgrimage there, and that shall prove my piety, and will fix. I'm sure I will die, by the way. I am very sure I will die along the way, but it's fine. Count Ragnar joined as a scheme in my scheme. Hilarious. How is that scheme doing? Good. 32% chance of success and 47% chance. There. Percent chance to do that. Indeed. Look at that. So many options. Wonder why people refuse. Reluctance, nothing to gain. Dislike, king. We'll just could potentially be convinced of this. Interesting. Terrified by King Sven. That's fair. he is kind of your father, isn't he? Yeah. I wonder why. I wonder why he would be. Hmm. I mean, I would need to know who's good at it. 12 scheme power and 16 success chance versus 17 and 14. Let's try and give you gifts. Hello. Send a gift. I am at critical levels of stress, but that's fine. Change the stress level. I've been overwhelmed by stress. That's fine. I'm not bothered. Huh. Am I at 3 stress already? That's awkward. Oh well. Pilgrimage loss. Indeed. Divine protection. Ignore any of this. Whoops. Whoops. Perhaps a new. Nope. That's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Not endorsed by my Archbishop. I should send you a. I will sway you via a scheme. And, can one of these guys educate a child? No. I have made it. I have walked the holy path. Perfect. Cologne is the most powerful bishopric in the Holy Roman Empire at this time period. It's, I believe it's actually originally a Roman site. Let me check on that, because Holy Roman Empire I have not looked at in a while. Yeah, it is founded in, the Roman city is founded in 50 AD. And so it is the most powerful bishopric in this time period, and in fact ends up being really, really good. Just on, huh? Yeah, okay, I can do that. Indeed, something has changed, and they insist it has changed something about me, even if it's does that or not. I don't know. I will get more stress, though. Yes. Keep her close. Yeah, da 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 da. Wait, she is the queen. She she is the queen. Do, 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 do. Oh, that's why. Leander, so the reason why is that the Holy Roman at the start of the Ottonian dynasty, Otto I, appointed his brother to be the Archbishop of Cologne. And so, uh, well, not accept. Okay. The reason for that is up until the 12th century, so at this time period still, secular kings had the right to appoint bishops. The King of France would appoint the bishops of France. The King of England would uh, appoint the bishops in England, and the Holy Roman Emperor could appoint German bishops. The papacy is none too thrilled by this idea, and so in the early 12th century, there's this something called the investiture crisis, or investiture controversy. Uh-huh. No one knows him to have other clothes and something distracting. Uh, and the investiture crisis takes place between Emperor Henry IV and Pope Gregory VII. Uh, I think it's Gregory VII. Let me double check that because names and dates are hard. Ba -ba 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 -ba. Investiture controversy is Gregory VII. Starting in 1109, I want to say. Nope, later than that. Earlier than that. Sorry. Starts in 1073. So actually, it just started. Uh, and okay, Matilda of Tuscany then, who we started with, is uh, Matilda of Tuscany down here. Allies with Pope Gregory against Emperor Henry IV, and actually makes him kneel to her and to the Pope at one point after excommunicating him and then beating him in battle. But we're making progress towards recovering that. Whoops. And eventually, the crisis works out in such a way that they eventually decide that, yeah, we can we're okay with that, and goes. They go and the papacy ends up basically bullying them into saying, no, you will let the papacy appoint bishops, not let kings appoint bishops. This sometimes goes well, this sometimes does not go well. Who is the enemy? Oh dang. Curses. I was so close. I was at scheme progress 9 of 10. Was that a victory for my guys? Yes, it was. Uh-huh. It has proven difficult to obtain access to Kingsman during his house arrest. However, my agents have found an old servant from the Cordell Law Skilla, willing to pose as a friend of Sven's, having come to visit. Not a very good chance. Pretty much the worst chance. No, do not. Do not do this yet. I don't know who is ally and who is enemy here, but I will go up. I will go and try and stop this guy. No, you could have just let me. You could have just let me. I had the power. That's okay. I guess we'll go here. Uh-huh. Right now, the plan is kind of just to, well, keep going for a few more minutes here. And then actually we'll save this run, we'll come back to it. But next time, I'm not actually going to start up a new game somewhere else. And so we're going to take a look at how this game shows not Western Europe. Because it turns out there's a lot of the rest of the world available, and if I can get a certain friend on, then we would be able to talk a lot more about, what are you doing? Go here. We'd be able to talk about how it shows, a lot more of the rest of the world and the ways in which it is the ways in which what is going on here in this game is hmm, does not work in describing the non-Western Europe Middle Ages very well, because this game, as you can see, uh, looks very, very, very pyramidal in its depiction of feudalism, and that these guys are always Daejura, part of something else, which is Daejura, part of something else, and these guys are direct vassals. These guys are direct vassals to the noble, who is either the noble or the what nonsense. I absolutely contributed. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, the success chance there is not good. I don't think I'll ever succeed on that, unless I get very lucky. I was so close. Yeah, I don't know a lot about medieval Africa, so I will have to do some reading before I really get going on this. But I can talk about, hopefully, this area a little bit more, and some of the nonsense, or maybe medieval Iberia, and some of the nonsense that goes on in here. So yeah, we will definitely be uh, looking at speaking of other areas of this game, because while this is really where the system works best is here, but even then, uh, the King of France is realistically, if we look at King Philippe here, even though he's awful, evil Blackheart, he still is collecting taxes with some effectiveness from all over. All of these little lines are the duchies that report to him. This is not how it works. In this time period, realistically, the area the King of France controlled is right there. That is how in the late 11th century, and really in the early 12th century, this is really true. The area it controlled, and mostly through the 12th century, uh, the area that the King of France controls is right here. He's not really collecting taxes from anywhere else. Tax systems are very ad hoc uh, until the 12th century. And they, instead, the most powerful person is, well, scroll out a little, no, duchy titles. The Duke of Aquitaine, who is Aquitaine, Gascony, Armagnac, Toulouse, were all owned by the same guy in the 12th century, and by far the most powerful person in France in say 1150. So, it's not a pyramid structure. Duchies were functionally independent, and paying at most lip service, if even that, to the King of France. Titles like, even if a new one came to a new duke came to the throne and went to the king and said, "I kneel to you to offer vassalage," it's a formality at best. In the Holy Roman Empire and Norway, the king's power is wherever the king is. Or if you have family members, potentially where they are, and you can, or a really good friend in a position of power, you might be able to do that. Henry I tried to do it with, what's his face? Oh, come on, Thomas Becket. Being like, oh, a really good friend of mine is now the Archbishop of Canterbury. This goes well to help the church enforce my control. It didn't go well, but yeah, it is a hot mess, is I think the technical term. So yeah, it is incredibly decentralized, and there is no flow of power to the top. until the 13th century, when Philip Augustus, Louis VIII, Louis IX in France really increased the strength of the king. In England, they're always significantly more powerful. Uh, the the king was always a lot more powerful since the House of Wessex, mostly because sheriffs reported were, instead of, well, they are hereditary, they are hereditary appointed titles instead of the barons and the earls, which are honorary titles rather than referring to actual authority. And after 1170, when Henry II, a fabulously strong ruler, kind of redoes the sheriffs a little bit, that changes to funnel even more power into the King of England directly. The Holy Roman Emperor is, like, I mean, you've all seen a map of the Holy Roman Empire and how it is disgusting. All these princes had their own oomph. And while theoretically barons are lower than counts are lower than dukes, are lower than kings, as the electors in the 14th century, the Count Palatinate of the Rhine or the Margraves of Brandenburg were both higher ranking than the King of Bohemia. It's not the Duchy of Bohemia, it is the King of Bohemia. So, yeah. It is a really hot mess of small states that will fight with each other, and weird things happen with vassals reporting to the duke, sometimes doing weird stuff and trying to jump them to go to the king, or bishops that were appointed bishops going to the king despite their lands being technically granted from a duchy, and things like that. That makes things really weird, but really don't think of this as the pyramid this game roughly shows. This game complicates it somewhat and lets people have individual motivations, which is good, but still, it very much simplifies it into a roughly pyramidal structure, and that is not in my opinion, a terribly useful way to think about the Middle Ages from the vast majority of the hemisphere, including Europe. The Eastern Roman Empire is completely different. We'll talk about that next time. We'll talk about, hopefully, the Byzantines and the Dar al-Islam next stream, because we've been going for 2 hours, which means that this is where we are going to call it off. I definitely want to come back to Scandinavia to talk about the absolute nonsense that is high medieval Scandinavia. Like, for instance, the early Middle Ages in Sweden, some academics say, lasts until 1250. Most people say the early Middle Ages end in 1066 in England, for no particular reason, but, you know, they say that. 1250 in Sweden. So, just keep that in mind. We'll come back to this, and we'll kind of talk about all of this soon, because the Baltic Crusades are not far away, and in fact, the Valdemarian dynasty here is theoretically not far away. So, as we get to different dates, we'll hopefully talk about stuff a little bit more. Huh. Another king of Sweden. There's apparently 2 kings of... Oh no, wait, he's my ally. He is my ally, King Sweden. The King of Denmark is my enemy. Anyway, yes, we will talk about that all on Saturday. Stream will start at 11 o'clock then. And if you guys enjoyed it, I think actually everyone here is part of it, but to do the closing spiel, as I'm supposed to anyway, if you enjoy this, everyone watching the VOD, do consider joining my Discord if you have things you want to talk about. Obviously, this game is complicated as all hell, and there is a lot to talk about. So we're going to be playing this game plenty more, don't worry. But if you enjoyed it and have suggestions,